Deals over $10 billion are up 57%. I just recently read an article on Business Insider that was dated July 23rd, 2025, which we're going to leave a link here below. And basically what they talk about is take private transactions are surging. I'm going to explain what take private transactions are. And also private equity sponsors are snapping up minority stakes in tech and infrastructure like they're going out of style. If you don't know how to read this M&A wave that's happening, you're going to drown in it. So allow me to explain exactly what's going on. And we're gonna do that right now in 3, in 2, in 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. My name is Vince Perri. I am your exit advisor, business broker, and entrepreneur extraordinaire, and I'm here to break down the real moves that's happening in the world of mergers and acquisitions and why this matters, whether you're building a business, buying one, or getting ready to cash out. This episode is based on a Business Insider article published on July 23rd, 2025, and there's a link to the full article in the description. JPMorgan just dropped a mid-year report that proves that what I've been telling clients, the M&A machine, it is back. It's big, it's aggressive, and honestly, it's full of opportunities. So that's what we're gonna talk about today. Private equity sponsors are doing things differently, what take private deals are and what they actually mean for the industry, where the hottest sectors are for exits and acquisitions, and how to use these trends to build a more valuable and ultimately sellable business. But before we get into it, make sure that if you are serious about building a company that you could actually sell, you're gonna wanna download a couple of things. The first thing is in the description. It's a free VCR roadmap. What VCR stands for is the Value Clarity Report. It's basically what I provide to business owners really looking to ultimately figure out exactly what life after exit looks like and how to ultimately value accelerate their business. I actually break it all down in this free roadmap. Everything that you need to do to not just evaluate your business, but the steps you need to take to really increase that value over time. It shows you exactly what to fix and where to scale. Also, we have a link to a 90-second exit readiness assessment. You'll see your blind spots instantly. What it does is in 90 seconds, you basically answer a few questions and it gives you a score and a description of exactly where you are in your business and what you need to do next. And it's all there in just 90 seconds. So go ahead and take that exit readiness assessment as soon as you can. And of course, don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow here. Make sure you hit the bell, share with everyone that you can, and also follow me on social media where every single day we're coming out with all kinds of content. So let's get right into the meat and bones of this. M&A stands for mergers and acquisitions. In 2025 is being driven by mega deals, sector shifts, aggressive private equity sponsors, and smart money backing founders without even taking full control. If you understand the game, you could win big fast. What I mean by not taking full control is they will take a minority ownership in your company and basically inject cash and experience and systems and operations to scale your company to the next level. It's a no-brainer if you've built something really nice to have that backing so that you can really take your company and ultimately your life to the next level. So let me hit you with some real talk here. One of my clients, let's call them Tech Edge, got approached early last year by a private equity firm offering to buy a minority stake. Minority stake, which means my client stays on as a majority. So not full control is what they're taking, just capital and strategic support. That's what we call a sponsor deal. They took the deal, scaled fast, and doubled their valuation in just 14 months. Now, Tech Edge is prepping for a full acquisition at 3x the original offer. And guess what? That's not an anomaly. This is the new norm. This is what's happening all over mergers and acquisition space. So let me get into a couple of the definitions. I'm an educator at heart, and I'm able to sort of explain things at a 5th grade level, and I don't want anybody to get confused. What's a sponsor? A sponsor is basically a private equity firm. So they're using the term sponsor, but it's basically private equity where they're coming in and they invest in businesses with the goal of scaling and exiting with profit, either by owning the whole company or just a piece. They're not operators, okay? They're capital partners who bring money, strategy, and exit expertise. So in the article, when JPMorgan says sponsors are back, they're basically talking about private equity players in the space. When JPMorgan in the article says that sponsors are back, they're basically talking about these private equity players that are aggressively buying minority and majority stakes in growth stage companies. Now, let me give you another definition that I had to actually sort of figure out myself was take private deal. What's a take private deal? Is basically buying a public company and making it private. So sponsors buy out all the shares, they delist the company from the stock market, and then they take full control behind closed doors. Super interesting. A company that was once public now becomes private. Why? Because they can move faster, cut deeper, grow bigger without public market pressure. So the article mentions that in the first half of 2025 alone, $168 billion in take private deals were closed. That's a massive move. And quite frankly, it's only the beginning. All right, so let me teach you just 4 of the M&A trends that quite frankly, you could exploit here as a buyer or as a seller. Number 1 is big deals are back, okay? Basically, the first half of 2025, $2.2 trillion in deals. Now, they're already saying that 2026 is potential for a $17 trillion industry. And that's fact. That's based on the age of the owners of these businesses and who are ultimately ready to sell. Also, first half of 2025, deals over $10 billion, up 57%. And deals over $1 billion, up 72%. What do you do with it? Basically, scale your business with enterprise level metrics, guys. If you're buying, think bigger. If you're selling, position yourself to break into the 9-figure industry. That's basically it. Big deals are back. Number 2, sector heat map. Okay, what's sector heat map? That means 7 of the 9 sectors saw double-digit growth. Financials, up 56%. Media, communications, up 51%. Diversified industries, up 41%. And tech, of course, still remains king. So what you want to do is you want to really align your business with high growth sectors. Get into some of these industries that are just booming right now. Position your offer, your IP, very, very important. Position your IP and actually get the IP. And make sure that your story is in the language that investors could understand and that the sectors could actually speak to. Number 3 is sponsor aggression, okay? So in regards to these take private deals, basically turning the public into a private company, it's $168 billion right now. It's the highest since 2022. And 4 mega deals actually made up 50% of that. So as an owner, just learn how take private deals work. If you're actually thinking about going public or anything like that, just understand that there's always an opportunity to go back, which I think is very, very interesting. And if you're an actual sponsor, if you're a private equity, just pull capital and go bigger. If you're watching this and you're a private equity firm. So if you're public, just get your defense and sales strategy tight, basically. So that's the sponsor aggression. Number 4 is my favorite. You guys know this. I've talked about it in other videos. Minority stake mania. Sponsor-led minority deals are up 34% year over year, 35% in tech, especially AI, data, and compute. What does that mean? If you're a small business owner or just a medium business owner and you want capital without actually selling control of your company, structure your business to be attractive to private equity firms, to minority deals. So what do you got to do? Just make sure you have strong leadership. Make sure you clear all your metrics. Make sure you're not owner dependent. All the things that we talk about on this channel. You have an opportunity here right now where private equity is running rampant and they're willing to just take a minority stake and really implement some capital, implement that strategy, implement that experience, and take your business to the next level. So before I give you the recap, I just want to make sure that you go into the description and download that VCR roadmap. You're going to like it. It really talks about not just increasing the value of your business, but also being ready for exit and some of the different options that you have at exit, where it's not just selling your company, could be just a recapitalization and you actually stay on. So it's really good to how to structure your business so it's actually ready for the big game. And also make sure that you take that 90-second exit readiness assessment. It's in the description. It takes 90 seconds to take, and it's going to give you an exact real blueprint and score and description to basically tell you how exit ready you actually are for a move like this. And obviously, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So let's recap. First, check out the link below. It's businessinsider.com. I mean, I've been reading this magazine on airplanes since I could remember. And it's a great article. It was back in July. But basically, the recap is that M&A, mergers and acquisition, is roaring back. Deal size and volume size are exploding. The sectors with the biggest M&A moves right now, financials, media, and tech. Okay. Remember, sponsors, when they talk about sponsors, that's basically private equity. And guess what? They are running rampant and they're all over the place. Get your business ready for this. It's a great opportunity. They're not just buying companies, but they're backing them with minority stakes. And then also what I found interesting was take private deals are booming. Huge cash outs and quiet scale ups. The smart founders, they're riding these trends. They're not watching from the sidelines. get your business ready to do it. And if you're a buyer, just take a look at all this stuff and really get yourself acquainted with everything. So I want to give you some homework before we go. Pick your play, guys. If you're a business owner watching this, are you prepping for a sponsor deal? Are you actually ready for a private equity company to come in and make you an offer? Start by getting your books clean. Get your vision ready and start building a leadership team within and make sure that they're sharp. Also, are you selling or are you raising? Know whether your business plays better as a minority deal or a full acquisition. And quite frankly, if you're on here and you're looking to buy, start analyzing sectors. Where the volume is flowing, that's where the leverage is. If you're going to get into a business and an acquisition deal, make sure it's a great industry that's growing. And look at this article right here. You will see the sectors that are growing and they're growing fast. And make sure that you set a 30-day target to move on one of these trends. And don't wait. Act today. So before we close off, make sure again that you download that VCR roadmap. It's in the description. I took a lot of time to put that thing together and I know that you'll get something out of it. And if you've got a business and you want to know how ready are you, even if you're not ready, give yourself a score. The exit readiness assessment is below. It takes 90 seconds and it's beautiful. It comes back with an entire score and a description as to why you actually got that score. And you can book a call with one of our advisors if you really want a more detailed explanation. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone that you think might find it interesting that's at all interested in the M&A space. And follow me on social media. And that's all we got for you guys this week. We'll see you next week. Peace out.